executive session, so do we have a way to do that?
Yeah.
Still need to do that.
I have it set up in another one.
We can go ahead and exec now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think it'll let us do it before 9.
So can I verify that the only reason we bought more land was to be able to create a track down there. At the smaller plat that we initially started on, created too much of a vertical descent that we wouldn't be able to get up and down with any sort of utility vehicle. And that was the only reason to swing a little wider.
What do you set up so that we're exec now, Marvin?
This is there, and
Close the door and
anybody in the city that has,
Well,
Marvin,
how do we?
Yeah.
How do we?
is there anyone in the city that has a problem with the amount getting larger? Is that an issue?
That's not an issue. The issue, I think, was the value.
Oh, it could be an issue.
And so, just from this one city councilman's point of view, yes, we all plan to move forward. I have not heard anything about a price or a value, so I can just tell you personally that I don't have a problem with it, other than I got to answer to the citizens, and when I see a report from your guys saying we're discounting at 80%, that's the only thing that would cause me to ask questions.
Well, certainly we'd be happy to call the appraiser in and have him discuss it with you firsthand.
I mean, honestly, I think this is gonna be an awkward enough setup doing an executive over the phone tonight in the middle of another meeting. I would prefer to probably just go ahead and put this off until we can be in person, if that works for the rest of the council.
We're not
That's true. I mean,
we don't know, but we went this long with it.
What is the time frame you're looking at, Andrew?
Well, I mean, there's not necessarily a time frame, but for me, I think, if we're delaying, if what I've heard is nobody has a problem or a challenge with the actual dimensions, the only challenge that I heard one gentleman speak about is he feels that there's an 80% discount, but at the end of the day, it's a discount that's based on comps and based on reality and based on a certified appraiser. He's not like my brother-in-law. And I paid him $3,000, so I mean, I know he took my money and gave me a good report, and I trust that he did it under the rules of the Texas appraisal, whatever that is. We'll spend more time coming to the same conclusion in the future than just saying we've talked about this for a year and a half. Let's make it happen and let's bring you a check. Be done with it.
We haven't talked about this bottom half for a year and a half, so, there's not an issue, but there could be.
I'm sorry, which bottom half, sir?
So what you've added to the property from the original agreement. There has not been a discussion of that I'm aware of.
We haven't added a bottom half. There's only the initial piece that we're talking about. We own the bottom half already. We own all the land down to the river that borders your fence.
It means the increase in the size.
The increase in the size, we didn't talk about that.
And like said, the only reason we had to do that was to create a safe route to be able to move our.
We understand that,
But it hasn't been talked about.
Well, that does, if there happens to be an accident, then if we stayed in our land, it rolled into your land. And.
Well, the diagram from the beginning, we didn't have, we actually had the surveyor plot it out.
And everybody came out the day of the surveyor. So we had Marvin was there the day of the surveyor was there. Gordon was there the day of the surveyor was there. And Marvin walked down with the surveyor. And so all this was done in agreement and by measuring what the boundaries were, what was acceptable, what the city could look at. And so we went all through not all about the laws and rules and the distances, and we all do an agreeable space at that point in time. And it was Saturday morning, I believe, at about 7:30, and we all put together. We paid to have the surveyor here on Saturday morning. At that point, everybody had input, had reason to acknowledge what was acceptable, be in the same place at the same time. So this is just something that we drew a line in the ground and some tape up and said, "Turkey, this." One, this was done with all the folks, people that needed to be involved were involved. And he was very helpful, and he was very knowledgeable, and he helped in every way, and John too. And then, and we had tapes, measured everything, so that we did approach any boundary. At the end of the day, when it all got done, the surveyor, everybody's, and went through it, and they pulled the survey that we all agreed on at that point.
I think the biggest issue of the whole thing is when we read on here and it says discounted 80%. That's what one of the councilmen's talking about. If Marvin and them are happy with it, I'm totally happy with it, but I'm not happy when it says it's discounted 80%. That's in the writing, it will be in the packet, that's what's in our minutes right now.
I'm clear what you're talking about in the discount. There's no discount, there's only a.
But that's what the report says though.
In his report, it says 8%. So is it the language?
I believe that's a language issue. I'll be happy to get Fraser to clarify that language for you, so that feel better about it. And resubmit you, but I do not believe that is it changed, it's meant. I think that maybe it's based of the language, but I don't, definition of it is applicable to how you're, and no, certainly, I'm to Fraser to get him to clarify that statement for you. Strike it if it's inappropriate, you have the documentation you need, to.
Yeah, so do you have the report yourself?
I do.
Then what is your conclusion? It's very clear. It's very clear here that he's saying the norm would be for unusable property to discount it 50 to 80%. Therefore, dropping at 80%, so.
Well, why don't we get with the appraiser, we'll have him clarify his statement as to what that means. I'm listening, saying that I'm not an appraiser, I'm certainly not a certified in any shape on land pricing, that's digital, and I think, that it sounds to me that we're misapplying the way that sounds. But
I certainly don't think there would be an issue at all if he hadn't put it in there that way. But
we don't.
I'd still like to see us move forward for you, so bear with me a minute. Martha, what is your opinion on this? You've been in there, you've done all this, we've also kind of screwed around with some property like this with the city of Fort Worth, and I want to be the city of Fort Worth.
I think that's what our problem is, though, that land that we got up there was unusable too. It's unbuildable too. And it came in from Fort Worth at $3 a square foot. And so we're not understanding the gigantic difference between the two. As, we can understand that being less, but we just don't understand the gigantic difference between them, because that was $19,000 for 0.14 acres. Grant you, we worked it out differently, but it's still, that was what the initial cost was.
What's the square foot of this work out to?
This
20
one,
cents?
20 cents per square foot, yes.
And that's the thing, if we had gone to the city of Fort Worth and said, we're gonna pay you 20% of what it's appraised at, then we wouldn't have that right now. So I don't know that, just speaking for me, like I said, I'm not opposed to some sort of accommodation for the fact, like Darren said, we don't wanna be what we felt like Fort Worth was in it and just sort of dig in and insist on something that's irrational. But I have more than heartburn over essentially giving a third of an acre away for 20